Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Bowser-Tennant, the genealogy reporter, and I wanted to talk to you today about what's happening in the DNA world, in particular with GedMatch. So if you're familiar with the news, you may have heard that GedMatch.com is a genealogy DNA database, and law enforcement had been able to use that to find and convict criminals. And some of us thought that was great. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem was that not everybody who uploaded their DNA to GedMatch knew that their DNA could be used to find criminals. And in some ways, I guess you could say that they could be implicating one of their family members. So some of our very prominent genetic genealogists, they started speaking up and saying, hey, we need to have more of an informed consent, a way in which all DNA testers know what their DNA is being used for, and then also asking whether or not they want to participate in finding these criminals, okay? And so at first, GedMatch came out and said, all right, everybody who has already uploaded their DNA, everybody's DNA is going to be used for the purpose of law enforcement. That is an option, okay? Law enforcement can go in, they can try to match their sample to one of ours and determine who the criminal is, blah, blah, blah. That was a step in the right direction. I think Judy Russell actually used those exact words, a step in the right direction, okay? Because then what was supposed to happen is if you did not want your DNA used for that purpose, you went into the site and you opted out. The problem is that some of the people who have already uploaded their DNA data are dead and can't opt out. You can't ask them. Or they maybe hadn't been following the news and so forth, and maybe didn't get the email from GedMatch, and so they didn't even know that that was an option, that they needed to actually go in and opt out. And so there was some complaining, but done in a very nice way, and some blog writing, some pushback. And yesterday, GedMatch came back and said, okay, we're going to change our terms of service again. And this time, everybody is automatically opted out. And so if you want to help law enforcement find criminals, you need to opt in. I think that's fantastic. It just makes more sense. Like I said, I am totally for police using genealogy databases to find criminals. I'm okay with that. But that's really not the point. The point is informed consent and just being ethical, really. It's just the right thing, okay? And so I kind of want to share how to opt in because it's really important that everybody who has their DNA on GedMatch go in and change it to opt in if they feel so inclined to help law enforcement. So I want to show you how to do that. So when you go to GedMatch.com, first you're going to be given terms of service. Okay, it's real lengthy. They go through all the details. And you're going to be asked to agree, to disagree, or to wait to decide. You can choose one of those options. And then you go to your home page. Now, if you are like me, I have not been using the Genesis version of GedMatch. And so when I looked at my home screen, which I'm looking at now, I didn't see what everybody was talking about, this way to change or to opt in. I didn't see that. It wasn't there. So I called on my good friend Blaine Benger and said, help. And he said, oh, you got to use the Genesis, which he informed me is going to be the only thing you can use come June 1st. Anyway, so if you don't see a way to opt in, a little icon that says police, then you're not on Genesis. So you got to do that. You're going to scroll down and over to the right, it will say go directly to Genesis. Click there. Then log in again and you will scroll down and you will have your DNA kit number there along with your name, and then a little police icon and a little pencil. Okay, so you're going to click, you'll notice at first that police, the word police or a little icon, has a big red X. It means that you have not opted in. So I'm doing this right now. I'm going to click on the little pencil and I'm going to scroll down, and there are 4 choices. Public with law enforcement access, public with no law enforcement access, no public access, and only research. Okay, that public access thing, that's where they match you to everybody in the database, which kind of is the point of GedMatch, at least for me it was. That was what I wanted. So I'm going to mark public with law enforcement access, and going to click change. Okay, let me make sure that that worked. It did, and voila, I have changed. And so now my kit, my raw DNA, is available for law enforcement to use to match against possible criminals. So I hope you'll do that today. Make that change if you feel so inclined. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.